Hi, and welcome to the Time Caregivers Confessions. I'm your host, Cami. This is a space for every first-time caregiver trying to figure it all out, from managing the overwhelm to finding little moments of calm in the chaos. Each week, I'll unpack real stories, real confessions, practical tips, and a few honest laughs about what it's really like to step into caregiving for the first time. So take a deep breath, you're in good company, and let's get into today's confession. Okay, guys, financial realities. When there's no inheritance or savings. Hi, guys, it's Cami. Welcome back. Yeah, today's confessions. What happens when you have no inheritance or savings? Yes, that's our reality. I told you guys, if you may have listened to the first episode or a few episodes back, we are just regular girls. I am the eldest of two. My name is Cami. I'm the eldest of two. My sister, I'll call her D, just to protect her personal information. But she's the younger sister, and our family, yeah, there's no inheritance. There's no savings. We don't have a trust fund. There's nothing. How did we get here? I don't know about you, but if you are like us, we grew up in a family that did not have the advantage of financial literacy, passed down generation to generation. And then adding on to that, and maybe this is for a future episode, dealing with senior scams. So those two things combined, it was like a scam nightmare that completely decimated any little savings our senior father had. So we're working literally from zero. So there's a lot of emotions there. You know, what type of emotions we are dealing with? I don't know, just from anger, resentment, a lot of anger, like you should know better in some regards, especially how some of these scammers work. Just the things that our father was doing to accommodate these scammers, you would think it would have been common sense to like, okay, doesn't seem right. Why am I Xeroxing my credit cards and sending them off? Like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But, I'm trying to show grace and compassion and empathy. And what's done is done, first of all. What's done is done. Second, you can't change or fix it, especially when a lot of time has passed. Especially when it comes to scams, senior scams, you have to help them be aware, but also you have to work quickly when these type of things happen, because there's a very small window when some of these financial institutions will either help you. Just a total side note, there are with senior facilities or senior community centers, and I think in some senior like nursing homes and care centers, there are some people like police officers or other speakers do speak on these matters when it comes to senior scams, because there's a lot of scammers out there and a lot of new ways and tricks they're trying to fool people, even if they're not seniors. So the better informed you are, the better. So just side note there. But yeah, when it comes to navigating the realization that there is no inheritance, there is no savings, that's frustrating. We're not trust fund kids. Just knowing you're doing all this, and it's from a place of love and care because they are your parent, but just also know that at the same time, there's nothing. So now there's the added pressure of like, where are we we need to plan for final expenses. We need to plan for, and he does have life insurance, but it's literally to only take care of the final expenses, but there's like nothing else. So there are state programs out there. There is Medicaid and other grants apparently, so that's worth exploring. I have no idea what the way the world is going or the way this, and I'm in the US, so I have no idea what the way things are happening with Medicaid and healthcare changes now in 2025 as I'm recording this. I have no idea. But so just stay informed, and literally you're going to have to look and do your own research and go to the Medicaid or the government websites, because that's constantly changing. Healthcare is changing. We don't know what's going to go on. So, but the best thing I would do, not necessarily save money under the mattress, but I would say definitely try opening a separate savings account and start putting money aside. If you're in a position where your parent doesn't even have life insurance, put at least 2,000-3,000 aside for like a basic cremation. I don't know what your parents' final wishes are, if it's burial or cremation, but I believe cremation is the cheapest option. You can start putting money aside in a saving account for that if you're in the position where your parent has no life insurance, if not getting a life insurance policy. But yeah, that's one option. Two, just coming to the realization, like, okay, you're on your own. Like, whether it's your siblings or you're just a single child, there is not going to be, quote unquote, a financial legacy to pass down. They may have, the legacy of how they live their life behind, but it won't be anything financially. That's the reality that we're also learning to deal with. It's a lot. It's a lot. Just knowing that there's no, I don't want to say the word safety net, but just to know there's nothing there. But you know what? That's life, right? So not every family is going to do the responsible thing, and not every family is going to have a situation where things worked out perfectly. So just beware. If I had to say anything I've learned, definitely be conscientious and learn about senior scams, and also just any scams that are out there, and protect your finances. And also, number two, just always have like a plan B, have life insurance. It's important. And if you don't have life insurance, have a fund set aside for final expenses. For instance, like cremation. I think it's about 2,500, 3,000 these days, but have something set aside. Have a plan, at least for the final expenses. But also, there are state programs and other grants that, are worth exploring. I know I have to personally look into this with the grants, because this is something new that I've heard of. But what matters more than money is, the legacy they're leaving behind, the connection and relationships your family member eventually will leave behind. And that's going to be the most important, because what's the old saying? Like, it's not what people leave behind, it's how people made you feel what counts. So I'd have to agree with that. It's just a little sad that to know that someone's lived so long on the earth, and in their career they try to work hard, and then there's not really anything to show for it, but for them or their children to pass down. But it is what it is. Not everyone's journey is the same. Definitely gotta to realize that. But if this episode resonated with you, or you have any tips or tricks to share regarding, having final expenses or leaving a financial legacy behind, I'd love to hear your input. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. It's kind of sad, and it's just frustrating, but we just keep trucking on. Anyways, that's enough. I told you this would be real and raw confessions. This is real and raw. So I think the next time I connect with you guys, I'm going to be talking about caregiver burnout, maybe some of the signs that you can recognize, and things you can do to recharge. I'll have to tell you about a fun adventure my sister and I took to help rejuvenate and reset overnight, which was awesome. So thank you guys for listening to First Time Caregiver Confessions episode. If today's episode helped you feel seen or supported, please take a second to follow the show and share it with another caregiver who could use a little encouragement. You can also connect with us on the website or wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts, to help keep the conversation going. Until next time, guys, take care of yourself and remember, you're doing better than you think. Bye.